Welcome guys, I'm Kira from the Juicy Body Transformation, and today we're going to be hearing the testimonial from Ben and Janelle from them and their family. So perhaps you could start by sharing a little bit about where you were at before the JBT program came into your life.
Thanks, Kira. Thanks for having us. So basically before the JBT program came into our lives, we were living a pretty fragmented life, to be honest. I just had our fourth little girl and was on maternity leave and was quite detached, from people, and depressed, and didn't leave the house or anything like that. Was severely overweight compared to what I had been pre-kids, and was starting to get me down. And my husband had two ulnar operations on his ulnar nerve in his arm. So there was pain associated with that and a lot of inflammation. And I knew that the power of whole foods could have a massive impact on Ben's life. And so that's sort of what got us intrigued initially.
Amazing. And Ben, did you want to add anything to that? How are you feeling before the program?
Look, I was working a lot in my normal job, so I was quite run down and tired all the time. I felt that when I was home, which was, not a lot, I wasn't able to give 100% all the time, which was, a pretty big issue with four kids and a wife around, not being able to give them 100% all the time. So that was, it wasn't great. I don't think we were, either of us were in a good spot at that stage within ourselves and, within our relationship with each other and with our kids. So,
yeah, I think a lot of families can certainly resonate with that because you're just in survival mode. You're working hard, providing, and you're just doing the role of a mum and just trying to keep on top of things yourself. And it's so easy to let health and relationships and all the important things in our life just slip when you're in that survival mode. So I'm looking at some incredible testimonials on my screen, which I'm going to share in a moment, but perhaps you could start by sharing what has changed in your life since taking on the JBT program in your family.
So initially, weight loss. Weight loss was a massive thing, as you'll see in the photos soon, for both of us. And the other things that changed too, we got so much more out of the program than just weight loss. It snowballed into all aspects of our lives, our brain clarity, and just functioning on a day-to-day level, and energy levels. It was just food culture within the home.
Learning about food was a big thing too. I'm, a chef by trade, so, it was good to learn, basically go back to the fundamentals of, what you should be putting in your body and what you shouldn't be putting in your body as well.
Yeah. And that education flowed on to our girls as well. So they're now going to school, educating their friends around whole food living and how important it is, and standing up to kids that have not so healthy options in their lunchbox, and being proud to fully understand the benefits that their body's receiving on a nutritional level.
Yeah, it's amazing that flow-on effect in the family, and it's amazing how what we fuel our bodies with every day, how that supports us through survival mode and stressful times, and allows us to actually have the energy and time to connect at the end of the day and all of the other important things that we want to have time and energy to do. So what I might do is share the photos that I'm looking at, and you can talk a little bit about each one and what the results are showing. So I'm just going to share screen. Can you see that?
Yep.
So the first one here is your little girl. Do you want to share a little bit about that testimonial?
Yep. So this is Molly. Molly is almost 6 years old now. And before the program, Molly is our second daughter. She's always been a very fussy eater. It's very hard to get food into her in general. And we could never ever get her hair to grow. So that first photo was her first day of kinder in 2017, and she wasn't very impressed with having her photo taken because she was so conscious of looking like a little boy, and people would comment all the time. And then we got part of the program, we had the nutritional support that that goes along with the program as well. And initially Molly wasn't very interested in having the kids choose, but once we found a reason for her to do it, because we'd read so many testimonials about hair growth, that she decided that she was going to give it a go. And so you can see in each photo that the hair growth has been great, but also the confidence that it's given her, because she is a real little girl and loves girly things, loves cooking, loves dressing up, and that confidence for her has just been, I can't even describe it. It's been
really good for her, in her development. You know, she as a younger kid, she had a few dramas development wise as well, but I think also once she could start to see that her hair was starting to grow longer, thicker, healthier, her confidence also just blossomed into, the little girl that we knew she had inside of her that we were just trying to help get out.
Wow, that makes a huge impact in every area of her life too, because, when our little ones are confident out in the world, it just serves them on so many levels and emotionally as well. And so there's some pretty incredible weight loss transformations that I can see from you two as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about
that? They are pretty insane. The photo on the far right, October 2016, I was actually in my cousin's wedding. I was 36 weeks pregnant with our fourth child, and I was almost hitting 100 kilos, which was absurd for me because I had always sort of sat around the 60 kilo mark. And so that in itself was, I didn't feel great. And it wasn't until July of 2017 that the program and products got introduced to us, and the family photo of all of us up the top was taken in May. I think it was May 2017, and then the photo below that, the family photo, was taken in late January, early February this year. And it's just been insane. It's sort of, we didn't even really set out to lose that much weight.
No, we were more doing it just to be healthier and get a little bit more knowledge through the kids in healthier eating and better food options. Than what we would originally go for. It just happened. I was at one stage I was almost pushing 120 kilos. So,
But it's also the education around it too. Like, I've wanted to live a whole food life for the last 8 years, but there's so much information out there that you just keep putting it in the too hard basket because you don't know where to start. And what I love about the program is that it's all there for you. There's no deprivation. There's no, don't eat this and don't eat that. There's guidelines there, and it's up to you whether you follow it. So we followed it quite loosely, actually, in the beginning. And, we've just had a pretty jam-packed few weeks. So we've followed it loosely again. But yesterday, the other thing that I love is that there's other things in there, like the 8-week shred, which I've just started again yesterday. And that's really good for me because even though I've lost, a significant amount of weight, I still have that last 5 to 10 kilos and toning up and things like that. So the community support within the program has been amazing. And on the days that you feel like you're failing, everybody in there just lifts you up. It's such a positive environment. So I find that that's been really good as well. And it's not just the food content of it. It's the mindset stuff and it's the gratitude stuff. Like it's such an invaluable package. Like, it's just...
It all fits so well together. And I think, you know, if you start to lose a bit of focus or start to lose a bit of motivation around where you're trying to get to and where you want to go, you've got all these resources that you can have a look at, and it just, you know, focuses you and gets you back on track quite easily without, you know, with it becoming second nature almost.
Yeah, and I might just to extend on, because so many people are confused out there in the world. There's so many different diets. There's so many different do's and don'ts that contradict each other. And so the program is not another one of those programs to compete and fight with all the other ones out there. It really is a whole food program where you get to tune into your body and eat the foods that fuel the best version of you. And so there is no confusion. There is no calorie counting. You do get to eat your favorite foods and prepare them in a really simple and delicious but nutritious way. And the education is there, and we truly believe that you never have to diet again. And it sounds like you guys haven't felt like you're dieting. I mean, you're a chef, Ben. Have you felt like you've been missing out?
No, I haven't. You know, I still have the good old cheeky chip grab at work, and you know, don't feel overly guilty about it.
Life's too short not to, right?
The other thing is the recipes are very easy to follow. So I think for someone that's not always kitchen orientated or that awesome in a kitchen, they're very easy to follow, and you know, they're actually really nice. And I was surprised. You know, I remember when Janelle cooked up the cauliflower fried rice. So I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know, but you know, that's one of my go-to now, isn't it?
Basically, it's the best cooking I've ever done for him. So he's very satisfied in the food department, which is awesome because it's taken 13 years to get to that.
Well, it's good. She's gone from a meat and two veg kind of person to being a little bit more creative, and yeah, and on that too, the pantry guide that you did a little while back was just phenomenal. Just blew my mind. You know, for someone that, you know, has a fair idea around food and stuff like that, it was still, you know, substitute this and that, and it was, yeah, just there's good information on food out there, and then there's not so good information. I think this program offers, you know, the best of the good information that there is to have.
Amazing. Well, I might just show a little bit of what's in our program. I have a few of the resources here, but we probably have about 5 times as many resources. We have our Wholesome Kids cookbook, which is all about helping parents build a healthy food culture in the home. So especially good if you've got little ones and you're starting out in that area. We have our JVT lifestyle guide, which has all of the lifestyle tips that you get to maintain for life so that you're never dieting again. Then we have our 8-week portion that you both mentioned a little while back. And this one basically is for those who really like that set, structured routine for a short period of time to fast track some results. And then you get to plug into the lifestyle guide. And then we have so many other resources like the pantry guide, the food, exercise, and gratitude journal. We have meal plans, we have Thermomix conversions, and we have hundreds of recipes. We have several recipe books that go along with those guides. So is there anything that you wanted to share to wrap up, to finish up?
We just, alongside the program, you know, the products that are attached to the program, the benefits that, like, that made it even easier to follow. There was, you know, more craveability for fruits and vegetables and less caffeine, less sugar intake. The kids started sleeping better. So all of a sudden, you know, Ben works most nights. So all of a sudden I had an extra 2, sometimes 3 hours in my evening for me. So that's really important as a parent to be able to do that and then connect with your partner.
The behaviourism of the kids too has changed, you know, around sleep as well, but also around eating. You know, they're not digging through the cupboard looking for, you know, junk food. They'll go and grab an apple, or they'll go and grab a banana, whereas before it was, oh, do we have to have that? You know, so, yeah. And
now when they do have that sweet stuff, they can self-regulate because they know that they don't feel very good within themselves afterwards, like they feel sick or they feel heavy, and they're starting to recognise that. So I think that's really important as well. And For Ben, it's been pretty amazing with his arm and the surgeries that he's had and the inflammation reduction. He had glandular fever last year and he took 4 or 5 days off and was able to go back to work and continue working 60, 70 hours a week as a head chef. So it's just...
sleeping patterns change, you have more energy. It's just, I don't know, it's the whole package really. It's
changed our lives.
That mindset. It has. It really has.
It's saved our lives. It really has saved our lives and just given us the opportunity to dream again and to be able to keep up with our 4 kids because they're all very energetic as well. So that's important. Like we got so much more than
there are still some crazy days, but it's the good days outweigh the crazy days now at least tenfold. So.
Yeah, but we just got so much more than we bargained for.
Sorry, I should mention that the nutrition support, it's 100% whole food based. It's safe for the entire family, and the research shows that it increases the cravability of a healthy lifestyle amongst many health benefits in children and adults, and that goes along with the program. Yeah, and so what would you, if I was someone who was new, who was considering the program, I'm really nervous because all the diets have never worked for me and I don't want to give up my favorite foods, what would you say if I was considering starting the program?
Do it. Definitely do it. You are so worth it. And it made total sense to me. This is not something that I would usually look at ever. I was, a massive skeptic. But it just made sense to me. And I'm so glad because we now have our lives back and we can live each day how we choose to live it. And
it's not a fad diet. It's
sustainable.
It really is sustainable, and it's a whole lifestyle change based around one element, really.
And it's safe and enjoyable for the whole family. We've got guys saying it, we've got women, we've got kids, and we've got chefs endorsing our cauliflower fried rice. So I'm pretty happy about that.
And the kids' chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
No, the food's really good, really good.
Amazing.
And flavour.
Yeah, well.
And easy to cook.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
you so much for sharing your testimonial with us. I'm really looking forward to the lives that we get to impact because you're sharing your story. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Kira.
Thank you.